Hello. This is part 2 of communication difficulties, and my name's Mary. And I would like to start off with that my brain is very random. And it's so random that I can separate myself from doing something, and I get distracted. Just like right now, because my cats are doing something right now. They're like playing around. But basically I get distracted by another thought or something, and like another thought or another, something that's going on, and I can totally zone in on that. But then I can also, like, another time, like a little bit time after that, it's like the ADD kicks in, and I just gotta switch from that to something else again. And I feel like that, like, comforts me. Yeah, I hate doing that. I really hate saying like a lot. But it really comforts me, and it makes me, I don't know. It makes me feel better just knowing that there's so many things that I can do, and I'm not like stuck in one thing. I don't know if that makes sense. Also, I said in here, I almost wish I could take exactly what's in my head and just show people instead of explaining it into words. Because I said it feels like a movie, and I have to explain everything that's going on in the movie in my head first. Like, I have to explain it in my head first into words. Then I have to say it to people. So it's like, it takes time, but people don't understand that. A lot of, like, non-autistic people, I would say, don't really understand that in autistic people. Okay, the sensory issues, which I want to make a video on. The things that bother me can make me so aggravated or filled with so many mixed emotions that I fail to communicate at all and almost become mute. Yeah, that happens a lot. Like, with people that I love or people that I'm close with, I can just become quiet because, like, there's so many emotions going on that, like, it could be anger, it could be happiness at the same time, but it could also be confusion. It could be, like, but they're not all, like, from the same person. They could be, like, from different people, from different situations, from different days. Like, it doesn't have to be all in the same, like, day. It could just be, like, things that have bothered me, accumulated in my brain and in my heart and all that, and it just kind of explodes or doesn't know how to explode, and that's why I shut down and, like, just become mute and don't know what to say. But then I have such an urge to tell people how I feel, and then, like, that causes, it's like it causes this big, great shutdown where I don't want to communicate after a while. Like, I've given so much energy and so much of my time just trying to explain to people, like non-autistic people, what's going on, what's wrong with me. And it's like, if it doesn't get through to them, it devastates me. And then I, like, shut down even more. So, here's another. Let's see. Body language. It's hard to read my body language, and sometimes I read other bodies' language wrong. So, read others. So, that one's not, like, it's not a huge thing for me right now. But, I mean, if there's other things that come up, I'll make a video on it. But, I mean, some facial expressions, movements, gestures, may be easily understood by some other Aspies, but the people that don't have autism, it's hard for them to put into words, like, what I'm thinking by my facial expressions or by what I'm doing, whatever it might be, or I might be stimming and it might look, like, really strange and they don't know. And then, like, communicating that is also, like, they just don't, some people just don't get it. And I'm not saying all, just some people, like with the people I've had experiences with, they just don't understand quite what I'm saying. Talking with people and starting conversations. Oh, okay. I struggled with that all my life. Let's see. I only made friends with people who came up to me and started the initial conversation. Pretty much all my life. Like, even in, like, kindergarten, I remember, like, my best friend was this girl that came up to me and started talking to me. And I was just really, well, they called me shy, but I just didn't want to talk to anybody because I just didn't know what to say. I didn't know, I didn't know what to say. And I still don't know what to say. I still don't know how to start a conversation, but sometimes it just happens naturally. And, like, this is really easy because, like, I see a lot of Aspies saying that it's very easy to talk to the camera, but it's hard to talk to people one-on-one. Well, most of the time when there's other people, but even one-on-one is hard. But, like, talking to a camera, there is no other person there to respond to or for them to say anything, so it doesn't, like, distract you about what they say. You don't have other thoughts in your head, like, about what they said. You don't have to, like, think about an answer to give them. I mean, it sounds bad, but it's just, like, it's so much work because there's so much to process in our brains, and it's, like, obviously even a struggle to even do this, but it is better. It's a lot easier. And writing is pretty easy too, but the thing with writing is, like, my brain is also, like, it's just scattered, period. So when I'm writing things, that'll be really unorganized, but then I'll have to organize it later. But at that time, I want to organize it. Like, when it's coming out of my brain, I want to put it on paper, organize, and it frustrates me because then I'll, like, jump around in my notebook and I'll write one thing in, like, the middle of the notebook and then, like, flip some pages back and write something there because I'm like, oh, I need space for this, and I don't know. And I even wrote my notes like this, but I did pretty good though, I think. All right. Let's see. Oh, and the only time that I did start conversations with people was when I would ask them, like, strange questions because, you know, I'm weird. So I remember the first day of 8th grade, it was a new school, and it was really exciting, and I was happy, and I didn't know, like I said, I still don't know, like, what to say, how to say things to people. And I walked to this, or didn't walk up to her, but we were sitting next to each other in the classroom, and I was so worried. I was also, like, worried about my breath smelling. Like, you know, you're worried about everything. Like, do I look okay? Does my breath smell? You know, I don't want people looking at me strange and not telling me. So I just came out and I asked her. I go, does my breath smell? And she's like, she goes, no. She looks at me weird. She started laughing. And it kind of just sparked up a conversation. I didn't mean it to. I was just being me and really strange. And asking people if my breath smelled. Like, that's normal. So, but I guess that means that I trusted her, I guess, as a friend to tell me if my breath did really smell or not. Okay, yeah. So, let's see. I don't know if there's any more. Oh, okay. Sensory-wise, if there's something that bothers me, like a loud noise, or it could just be something that's not loud that most neurotypicals or people that don't have Asperger's don't understand why certain noises affect us. But I'm just speaking from my own experience because, like, I've had a lot of people not understand what is going on in my brain and my body and everything. So I'm explaining it all. Okay, so then, like, okay, here we go. It can be extremely hard to tell the person who's making the noise to stop nicely because I feel stuck. I feel stuck because I don't see why I should tell someone to stop making a noise that would be almost impossible not to make. Like something that was natural or accidental. Like a baby running back and forth, like a young little kid, you know, hitting things with an object or something. That would annoy me. Or someone coughing really hard. And maybe it would cause me to be startled. And I said, it's not like I can say, hey, can you please stop coughing? You know? I thought that was pretty funny because it's like, that's a perfect analogy. Like, you can't tell the person or ask them to stop what they're doing if it's natural. And if it bothers you, like, it's almost like you're stuck. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. And the only way to get away from it is literally to physically take yourself out of the situation. And I can't do that all the time. So that's one of the struggles that I have. And like telling people, and you know, the people that you love, the people that are supposed to respect you, that are around you all the time, they know a lot of this stuff, but they don't remember a lot. And when they are loud, it's like they'll remember after, and they're like, oops, you know, but it's not their fault all the time. Let's see, another example. Okay, another example I said would be a street sweeper or a plow truck going by in the street. That would be like an uncontrollable situation too. Like, I can't just yell to the driver, hey, please, can you stop making that noise? No, like, there's no way to control stuff like that. And that's one of the other things that bothers me, and I would assume would bother other Aspies. Yeah, so I think that's about it for part 2. Yeah. And I think I'm going to start making, let's see, like sensory videos. I definitely want to make a sensory video. There's probably going to be a lot of those, or I'll just make like 1 or 2 big ones with like a whole bunch of information, because that's one of my main problems is sensory stuff. Communication, it was just something I wanted to get out of the way to like, because I'm communicating with the audience, so I want you guys to know how I communicate before I communicate, if that makes sense. So I hope you liked number 2, and yeah, just if you have any questions or comments, whatever, leave them. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for watching.